told you we had another special guest with us here today. Man, we got my man TJ from Perfect 10 Productions here in the building with us. Man, how are you doing today?
All is well, man. Thank y'all for having me, man. I'm excited to be here.
All right, so before we get to some of the other things we got to talk about, right?
Let's do it.
We like to do on the show on the Hot Spot, we like to do scenarios. We like to see where your mind at, right? So for this scenario, TJ, this is specifically for you.
Let's go.
You sleep at night and you hear an explosion. You go to your backyard and you see a time machine, right?
Right.
The time machine, you walk in and you see a white man that says, you have the option to go back. You have 3 buttons. You have the option to go back 3 nights.
Whoa.
It's 3 different options. It's 3 different nights. The first night is a night out at Who's Who.
Right.
The next night is a night out at the M Bar.
Right.
And the third night is a night out at Allure.
Right.
Now, you can only pick one of these nights because the time machine works for one destination and one destination only. So which destination? Because you were a part of all of these.
Correct.
Which one are you picking in the time machine, Mr. Teacher?
I ain't lying, man. That's you just spanned over about 8, 12.
Right.
But what's crazy is you gave me this question because you posted something about Who's Who. I was like, oh, I got him. I got him.
Yeah. I mean, all of them have a very significant spot in you know, my heart and my mind. But I mean, just from a timeless standpoint, the energy standpoint, I got to go back to that last night at the M Bar.
I knew you was gonna say the M Bar. And what's crazy is about you, man, is I think what we kind of want to do too is I think longevity matters. Longevity matters in success.
Right.
Even if you switch what you're doing, like just being able to be consistent. Because I mean, I wasn't even able to go to the M Bar.
Right.
Like
Me either.
Right, we weren't even able to go to the M Bar.
I know about it.
We know
I know
about
what it is.
I remember my older cousin talking about all the times he used to go to the M Bar,
Right.
and I'm just like, nigga, I don't know.
And honestly, I chose that night specifically because, I mean, we've had some incredible times in there. I mean, I really, that place was groundbreaking for me and, you know, just for the city in my mind because, you know, I was 30 years old downtown. You know what I'm saying? That hadn't been done before. So, you know, we just had a lot of significant nights. I mean, I did an invite-only birthday party one year. That was crazy. But that last night, I mean, I just remember like the back of my hand. It was November 19th, 2012. Pop That was the song.
Yes.
French.
Yeah. I mean, we had to play that record like 30 times that night, dude. You know what I'm saying? And we stayed longer than we were supposed to stay. And I looked around, and my guy Ted James had just got elected to state rep, and he was like, "Man, keep it going." I'm like, "Shit, we can't get nobody tell us nothing."
Well.
You know what I'm saying?
Well.
So it was just, man, we stayed longer. Everybody was just lit. Everybody was on that level. Everybody was inebriated, to say the least. I mean, you know, you had people dancing on the bars. It was just, the energy was electric, man. I mean, it was one of those monumental video type of nights. You know what I'm saying? It was incredible. So I got to do that one. I mean, Allure was crazy. We had some
Allure
No, I've had great nights at
Allure was
Allure.
an era.
That was our era. Right?
That was our
It was an
era.
era.
We was there for that.
And my thing with Allure is, you know, we've had some blasts in Allure, you know, but my best times at Allure, crazy, and people that really know me and know this, my best times at Allure were probably Wednesday evenings.
nights.
Yeah. And I'm out there on the patio, we balling and frying and grilling, and I'm hanging out with the bros, and people just, everybody would just, it was like a major kickback, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
if you will. So we just had a good time. Who was vibing, it was real cool. Just had some good times, man. I'm definitely interested, man. I don't know if this was a segue question, but I'm definitely interested in doing something again. But just with my age and my mindset right now, I'm trying to do something a little different. And the climate of the city.
And I kind of saw you transitioning to like a older crowd,
Right.
But I tell people this, and when I think of Baton Rouge, we don't kind of have that young professionals vibe or that crowd. We don't have that young professionals crowd or that not too old, but like young adult, mid adult.
Right.
We don't have that crowd here. Like other cities,
It's like
have
college
it.
crowd and then
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, college
street
crowd,
and like
hood crowd.
Yeah.
yes.
And it's kind of there, and that's it. That void is kind of
Right.
You kind of feel that void though.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me explain something about my city. First and foremost, man, I've been here 40 years, born and raised. I love it to death. But right now, the climate of the city, man, and it's no diss to anybody else, and no diss to anybody that owns these type of establishments. But Baton Rouge, for the lack of better terms, has become, for my demographic, has become a daiquiri shop city.
Yes.
You know, you can't name
Yes.
you can't name a daiquiri shop in this city that's not popping.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about from Mangoes to
Right.
VIP when it was open to Sherwood
Sherwood,
Forest
right.
to Greenwood Springs. I mean, they the daiquiri shops are just always rolling because that's what we a blue collar type of city. But you know, I still feel like I have an obligation to the folks, like you said, that 25
Right.
to 40,
Yeah.
And up crowd because with it being such a college town, college kind of transitions into grad school, law school, and it also kind of transitions into people getting stuck here or having families or finding somebody that they're in love with and just they from Oakland, California,
A lot of people get
XYZ,
stuck here.
and they
Not stuck here necessarily, but
I
They
know,
just
yeah.
stay
they start
here.
to love.
Exactly.
They start to
They
love
stay
Baton
here.
Rouge.
Exactly. And one thing I love about Baton Rouge is being so, we right in the center, not just being the capital city, but you 45 minutes from Lafayette, which is Southwest Louisiana.
Right.
I love that place. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and the thing I love about Southwest Louisiana is not just the food, my family's from there, and it's just, you never get any, like you host something in Lafayette, you get in St. Martinville, Opelousas,
Yep,
Karen Crow,
you are.
Bro Bridge, New
Right.
Iberia. You getting all that. Generate, Grand Mary, Franklin. You getting all that. You know what I'm saying? And then you come back for another 45 minutes, you're right back in BR. Then you're 45 minutes up the street from New Orleans.
Yep.
And-
So I want to ask. So me and Cash, we just said about like we experienced the allure side
Right.
of TJ, but some people before us have experienced the who's who, the M bar.
Right.
So why do you think you have been able to kind of like last so long? Though you switched venues, what's special about TJ that's kind of helped your longevity?
Well, the first thing about it is not just TJ.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Team.
I always try to keep young, progressive people, around me because number one, I like to feed off their energy. Number two, they're very hard working for the most part. Like you just had Chris Major on this last segment.
Shout out to Chris.
I remember Chris was plugging up in the M-Bar. The Chris Major that y'all know now, quiet as it kept. We used to be like, man, this dude here, man, get him off. You know what I'm saying? When he first started. You know what I'm saying? He used to come to the house. We had little sets in my dad's house. He'd be practicing. But, man, now he booked 4 or 5 times a week. And that's what it's about. I think about my bar manager, Ardis. I mean, this guy started off, I feel good about that because I've seen we've helped put so many people through college in their careers and, I mean, master's degrees and law degrees.
Just seeing people grow.
Exactly. Go back to school and they educate themselves and they starting families and they're part of my family. So that's what it's more so about. But you talking about that side of quote unquote TJ. What I really like is when I was the Chris Major age and when I was right in or right out of college, that's when I felt like the game was just incredible. Personally, I really do. And the main reason I say that for no other reason is this. People paid then. As many people as I knew, as many frat brothers I had, as many, band members, I'm being from Baton Rouge, knew everybody, that kind of, people were still, a list would be cool or whatever, but for the most part, that wasn't going to stop them from going. Nowadays, today, people will go broke out here trying to be in the nightlife industry. If they, trying to appease the people. I just wish it was a climate of now, okay, man, Baton Rouge, we got some nice venues, we got some nice spots, but at the end of the day, man, we need to make them pay for it. The first when I see these young guys get in the game or young promoters get in the game, the first thing they do is free before 11, free before 11:30, free before this. And let me tell you something, bro. No disrespect. I have no, because I've done it. That's the first thing. I'm never going to point a finger like, oh, man, you beating the game down. Whatever. I ain't going to do that because I've done that. I've had to do that before, too. But I'm 40 years old, as I alluded to. My daughter is in school. Like, I have real bills. And, nowadays it seems like people rather a nice crowd shot over hearing the cash register go crazy.
Right.
Give me the cash register.
Right.
You can keep the crowd shot. I can't go to my daughter's school and pay her tuition with a crowd shot.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's
And I'm
the
like, you
only...
can reuse that crowd shot.
Exactly. That's the only thing I wish nowadays is that people would pay for the product because we're offering a
It'll
legitimate
be
service.
free before 11, but they holding the line
But-
so it could look long.
Exactly. Oh, it's a
But
double-edged sword.
I think at the same time, though, that's a credit to you, though, in a sense, because finna say you kind of reached different generations as far as going to events. Like I know me and Cash both went to the recent event at Southern's homecoming.
That
so you
was
have
Right.
amazing.
So I think for me that's kind of a credit to you in a sense of somebody. Well, I say this, trusting that trust in your promoter in a sense is important because if I go to somebody's event, for somebody's event I might want to be on the 11 before 11 event because I know what kind of event I'm going to. And I feel like when you go to like a Perfect 10 event, you don't mind paying because you know what type of event you're going to.
And first of all, I appreciate that. I really do. Secondly, what I like to say to that is, you just have to keep that kind of consistency. And honestly, that's one thing about the nightlife and the club industry that I needed to step away from. Like, where I would plan and carefully create. People can everybody tells me this, that they can tell a difference in me now because I'm carefully crafting these events. That's what I used to. That's how I built my brand. The nightlife, the club, you got to do that 4 times a week.
Yep.
So eventually, you water your brand down. So eventually, the brands merge between M-Bar and Perfect 10 and Allure and Perfect 10 and so Perfect 10 just kind of mixed in there somewhere. So last year, I just kind of took that whole year off, actually started some other businesses and doing some other things and spending more time with the fam. But now I'm just kind of locked and loaded, and I'm carefully crafting events again. Doing some events way smaller, but some events going to be monumental and huge. But when I do them, you're going to know.
The airplane hangar party, when I first saw the flyer and it was like airplane hangar, that's all it was. It was like homecoming weekend airplane hangar. I was like, I ain't never been in an airplane hangar before.
Right, because we graduated from LSU, but we like, we falling in.
So my friends texted me like, so as soon as the tickets drop, we going to have to get them.
Well, I'm going to be frank with you. I'm going to be frank. To be honest with you, personally, I mean, my emotions were all over the place for that event because you remember the hurricane or whatever was coming.
Yeah, the weather was bad.
Like our budget was through the roof, and
I could tell. I was like, are they gonna cancel it? They can't cancel it.
And I was just like, exactly. So I was dealing with that, and then
I was like, well, we still gonna
go. People that really know me know how much of a perfectionist I am when it comes. And there were certain things that were beyond our control that I didn't like. And so I'm gonna tell you some bad news. I'm gonna tell you some good news. Bad news. Pound for pound, I would give myself a B on that event. You know what I'm saying? And it really didn't have much to do with me and the effort we put in because we dotted every I and we crossed every T. But certain things were beyond our control, i.e., we spent like $5,600 on mobile AC, right?
Oh, yeah, it was hot.
Because
that's I don't know,
it was packed.
Yeah, but
they niggas generate heat.
But the company told us that would be sufficient. You know what I'm saying? But when you open the hangar door, it was a little muggy and it then got hot and it was sticky and it was hot. But I
think that's frustrating for everybody when somebody don't do their job that you expect.
And then you pay $5,600, so it's like, dude. And then the other thing was, the outside portal and my wife wouldn't let me get no porta potty, so we had to get the $2,600.
Yeah, it was like a trailer. I was like, what is this?
Yeah,
it was like a mobile trailer bathroom.
Like one of them luxury trailers, like, the thing from LSU games to go outside and use the bathroom. And that was cool, but that wasn't me. That's the bad news. I'm glad people had a ball. Some people, were a little irritated with some things and ironing out some kinks.
Can't please everybody.
But I will say this. This is going to be the 3rd year that the black and white has taken off. And, since the last fiasco we had with the city, I'm just telling you, man, for black and white, the homecoming this year, we have a venue that's going to be mind-boggling. I mean,
the airplane
I'm gonna say, if you gonna go above the airplane.
Because when I walked in, it was like white linens.
So we at the governor's mansion this year?
Right, I was like.
I'm very proud of it, and I'm not one of those people, I can't speak on it, but the ink is dry. And really, I'm not a real coming soon type of cat, but, major announcement coming. But when I drop, I won't drop.
I will say that's good, though, because, like, homecoming ain't to September.
Right.
You already got it in the works.
Oh, that's another thing, too. I want to say this, too, man. I definitely want to say that, I'm Southern through and through, but for my LSU folks, I'm doing a ground coming for LSU this year.
And just make sure I'm on the ticket. Because I would say that because I'm usually the one who everybody look to.
Myron, where you going?
Where's the homecoming move? So we did it last year. But see, what I do respect about you in Southern is because you do find those venues. Like I partner with, some of my people and try to make sure like my LSU alumni have the best party.
We're gonna do that too. We're gonna find venues for that. We need to link up on that, man, because I know you do your thing, honestly. And I didn't attend LSU, so a lot of times I didn't do things for LSU events out of respect, if you will. Because I ain't.
But no, I respect that though. I do.
No, but like I was on the yard. I knew a lot of people, and then through Perfect 10, I rocked with a lot of the Greeks. I knew a lot of the folks.
Right.
So I've been kind of started getting bashed, like, man, you don't do nothing for us for LSU, you leaving us out.
I think so.
I'm like,
I think with that though, because like some people think they're connected, but we attend we attend LSU events. and Southern attends
Irvin.
Right.
So we both attend, like, we attend SUV and Southern.
And that's good. That's good for the culture because we didn't have that.
Right.
It was
You
like,
know,
Well, more so
we
we
with
got
us,
there.
y'all with y'all.
Yeah.
So I know I stayed on Southern campus, I stayed on my campus.
It
I
wasn't
told
no
my people
beef.
Come over there.
It wasn't
Right.
no beef,
It was
but
just
it was
like
just
y'all
more.
didn't in a mix, but it was like I was at Southern's graduation parties, like.
And that's what's up.
Right. So let's get to it because
Yes,
we've had some
main topic.
some talk, but let's talk about what's coming up in March, man. I feel like, well, beforehand, Boosie Bash is coming March
10th.
March
Saturday,
10th. And what I think is monumental about this event is, one, we got two people throwing it that are from here.
Right.
But two, because I used to intern back in the day at Max 94.1.
Right.
So I remember we used to do Summer Jam, in the Summer Jam.
Yeah.
And in the Summer Jam, to me, it was just like the cream of the crop event.
Right.
Everybody in the city came out to that River Center.
That was dope.
They had all the artists, the top artists at the time coming there. I never forget K. Michelle asked me for some Jack Daniels. Meeting Rick Ross and the Clips, being an intern in high school. But to me, besides Southern Homecoming where you have artists, that in the Summer Jam in 94.1 back in the day was the event here in the city. So now it's like Boosie's like, okay, he's kind
something on for my city.
Right, he's kind of bringing that back in a sense.
Correct.
But he's giving it a local feel as well. So talk to us a little bit about Boosie Bash and how that came together.
Boo hit me like, I want to say December. In mid-December, he was like, man, you know, I'm dropping. It was mid-December because I think the album dropped on the 15th, something like that. And it was right before that. It might have been that Wednesday. And it was on the Friday the album dropped. He was like, man, you know, I'm putting this tour together, man. I need to get with you on this BR date. I'm like, bet. He hit back. He was like, hey, you know, let's see how big we could do it. You know, I want to do the Boopak date. So I was like, yeah, cool. So, you know, we hung up. I kind of locked the venue down. Then I called him. My juices got the flowing. So, I mean, I don't want to take the credit, but I kind of had to sell him on the idea. I'm like, look, boo, listen. You know, no disrespect. Because, you know, we got 20 years. You know what I'm saying? We kind of talk to each other. So I was like, no disrespect, but you been here a lot. Real talk. So you just can't come back and just put Boosie on the ticket and it's going to be that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you need to come on this whole festival vibe.
Yeah.
You know, give me what
Wayne's
Yo
doing.
got
Louisiana
it.
Fest.
Yeah, give me Louisiana Fest.
Everybody comes
Give
out
me
to that New Orleans, but it's like DR doesn't have anything like that.
Give me what Gotti's doing in Memphis for his birthday.
Right.
Give me what Tip is doing at ATL or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And even like on the Escape tour, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
When people go home, they pulling out all the stops.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, dude, you need to kind of get on that vibe. And I said, then we at the Mini Dome. So, man, you can have kids. You got to realize there's a whole market. You are a unique artist, dude. You're the type of artist that children are growing up on you, that their parents grew up on you, and their grandparents know of you. You know what I'm saying? So that's spanning generations. So, you know, by you hosting it or us hosting it at the Mini Dome where kids can come, you need to spend all that as well, because you know you'd be surprised how many people can't see you. Even college kids can't see you at the Atrium.
Yep, they can't.
Or they can't see you at Bella Noche, or they can't see you at Allure.
Right.
On, you know, 21 and up nights. So man, this is gonna be huge. So man, he thought about it. Hit back was like, oh, I'm ready. Let's do it. He said, man, what you want to call it? I said, we're gonna do the Boosie Bash. And I said it's gonna be a Baton Rouge hip hop festival. He went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's great because the city is one of the most popular cities right now for music, period.
Right.
It's hot, and I feel like a lot of eyes are going to be on this festival. Kind of talk about how y'all kind of pick the lineup, because it's a lot of artists to really choose from.
Right.
I'm going to say this, man. All that, especially for all the folks in my DM right now, that's all boo.
Right, because I'm just like, Boosie say 12,000.
Yeah.
Shoot me 12,000 and you get on stage.
Yeah, and he running that because, bro, honestly, you know, no, it's not. It's a blessing to be in that predicament where people really are just amped and serious about wanting to be on the show, a part of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, truly, we can't have a 7-hour show and just
Right.
let anybody. So I mean, you know, Boo gonna deliver it a little different than me. But I'm gonna just say this, man. It's more of a situation like, man, I would hope that you would still purchase a ticket and come out and be respectful. And I'm the type of person. I know everybody not me, but I'm the type of person where, hey, man, I feel like I quote unquote didn't make it this year, so I need to grind hard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's not like a 3-day festival where you can fit everybody in.
Exactly.
And I do respect what he said is that we gonna keep it running. Like, I want you to perform your best, because sometimes at concerts you get up there, some people perform some songs
you don't want to hear the B records
and
and
Nels
and you like,
track number 8
I'm waiting on the
the
next person to come on.
Nah,
Like,
right.
when Boots is supposed to get on.
track number 8 on the album that we ain't heard yet. But like, he get up there, perform your best songs, and
he
get
mean
off,
that,
and I
dog.
respect that.
And I want to say this too to the artists that might feel snubbed, if you will. You know, I had to point this out earlier tonight, actually. You know, I was like, y'all got to keep. I've been around this dude where he basically told his artists, you know, you got Lee Banks that's on the syndicate that's signed to him. That he's like, nah, man, next year type thing. You know what I'm saying? And I rock with Lee. And you know, Boosie love him. It's nothing like, he was just like, man, I want the hot records now. He said, right now. What are they listening to in the club now?
Right.
What's banging people's?
It's not an up and coming showcase me.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we can try to get you a base.
Nah.
Yeah.
It's you already have a base. They want to hear you. They want to see you. They coming for you and me. Correct.
They want to do it now. He want and even the people with big records, with multiple big records. You know, give me your 2 or 3 hottest. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's great that you were able to get a lot of the young people and the young boys, and then you got some people like Lucci, because Baton Rouge real Lucci youngster.
Right.
The biggest question that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure you can answer this, is how is this event going to be safe?
Secured.
Right, and I say that because that, like, when I see a lot of tweets about the events, I made sure I was like, okay, I'm going. I'm going. I saw the line. I'm in there. But I see, oh man, I gotta make sure I get my bulletproof vest before I get there and things like that. And I think security is a real concern with people because some of these artists don't like each other. They don't.
Right.
So what do you say about the safety of this event so people feel secure about coming to the event?
Out of everything you talked about, I'm glad we on this subject because it's important that people want to know. I mean, that we want people to know about, first and foremost, the longevity of it. And we also know from experience, i.e. Black and White 15, you know, the powers that be can shut you down in a second if they don't want it. You know what I'm saying? But, or they feel like it's unsafe or whatever reasons, whatever. But this is something that we're trying to do annually. So we know that we can't have any issues on the first one. So with that being said, we've already had meetings and walkthroughs at the facility with Southern Police. They're reaching out to the Baton Rouge Police Department, the Sheriff's Department, the constables, West Feliciana. It's 5 agencies. I just named 5. Yeah, so it's 5. Southern SUPD, Baton Rouge City Police, the Sheriffs, the constables, and West Feliciana. So we're probably going to have, you know, well over 150 officers in uniform. We're going to have the helicopters out there. We're going to have the SWAT team out there. And this is not anything I want to promote because I want people feeling, oh man, they're gonna be going in my pocket. They're gonna be doing no, but like I said, I'm in a different space in my life. I have an 11-year-old daughter. She's coming to this show. You know what I'm saying? I'm inviting my friends that are my age. That I told them, man, I want to go, man, but I don't want to go. See, you know, no, man, bring your wife and your families. So
you're not gonna put them in a situation.
Exactly. Now, in the very same breath, let's be real. I love my city, but this is a ratchet lineup. The genre of music is not, you know, peaches and cream. They're not gonna be playing violins up there. You know, it's gonna be turned up and it's gonna attract a certain demographic. I get that, but I also get the fact that people know how to act. And a lot of these quote unquote younger guys, these younger, you know, thugs or people that's trying, you know, if they see that presence there, they're kind of table it. Now, I can't say nobody might not get punched on. We just trying to make sure nobody coming out with any weapons. No, we don't have to make any phone calls to anybody's parents. You know what I'm saying?
I say with that though, when Boosie first performed at the Mini Dome, when he came,
no issues.
He got out of jail, it was no issues. But it was also, I was telling somebody this the other day, I was like, it was a lot of security. So I mean, if anything could happen, I don't think it's gonna happen there.
Right.
Because there was so like you setting yourself up to go to jail if something happens there.
You'd have walked past the SWAT truck and 5 police officers. You still want to come?
And with the helicopter flying over you. So it's like that's what I'm saying. All we can do, number one, first thing we do is pray. Second thing that we can and will do is dot our I's and cross our T's, have some thorough walkthroughs, some thorough meetings prior to the event. We've already had one and we're 6 weeks out. So I mean, we're looking at doing, you know, another 3 to 4 meetings with different agencies and the final walkthrough, drawing out diagrams where people gonna be stationed, the whole nine. We're gonna have the big SWAT tower that's in the like we're doing it all. Like and I'm even reaching out like to people like the new police chief. I'm even reaching out to people like Hiller Moore, who doesn't really have the best relationship with Boo. So, you know, we're trying to spin this thing correctly because we see the magnitude of it. I'm looking at the ticket sales daily. It could be a monster, but we also know what a tragedy could do to it out the gate.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, you know, believe me, you're talking to a promoter, of course, somebody that's doing this from a business standpoint. But you also, even with Boosie, you're talking to people that's 35 and up with families, at least children. So, we're not trying to jeopardize. And you also, in that same mix, you're talking about people that love Baton Rouge dearly.
Yeah.
So you can't, we're trying to put our city, we're trying to get on Ball Alert for something positive and Shade Room for something positive, as opposed to being on Street Beat for, with some tape around somebody.
Right, right.
I think with this event, it has the potential to really be something huge for the city. And to me, it looks like it could be something that, something that Tidal looks at, some Revolt looks at, looks at the city, because we have so much talent here that people can pick, I like this person from the lineup. I like this person from the lineup. Let's bring this person on in. One thing I would ask about the event is, I think you reposted this, but I saw Boosie posted this. And ironically, literally minutes before I saw this post on Instagram, I was talking to this about somebody. I said, man, the lineup is crazy. We got Boosie. We got Youngboy. We got Level. We got Mouse. I said, man, it'd be crazy. I say, this shit would be insane if Gates came. And out of nowhere, Boosie was talking to him. So I'm not asking you to tell us what's is he coming? But how big of impact do you think for Boosie Fest would it be if Gates performed at this event?
It would be monumental. It would be groundbreaking. Period. Point blank. I mean, because first things first, people think they have issues. Yeah. I'm one of those people.
Me too, because I was shocked.
I got that clarified with Boo Thursday. Thursday, he flew in town just to take some meetings with me, and we did a little walkthrough. So we did some pressing, and we did this walkthrough at the venue. But he kept. It was so crazy, and I was almost feeling uncomfortable because they running the rotation. You've been working at the Max, so they running and they running two phones. Like they running Gates record and Boo just. I'm like, oh. So he said, man, he asked Shaw, he was like, man, we got to get that boy on the show, man. You hitting him back again? I said, who you talking about getting on the show? He said, we got to get Gates on there. So I kind of left it on. I'm like, boy, he probably might be tripping. Right. So on the way to the venue, he asked again, he was like, man, y'all talk to Gates again, man? We found out, I think Gates and Draco might have been on vacation for 2 weeks. As soon as he left, they left.
Right.
But he said, no. I talked to him this morning, man, and he was like, nah, man, it's done. We really working on this thing. He's got, put it like this. And, I mean, this could be a scoop. This could be a break-in or whatever. First. You heard it here first or whatever. I'm just being honest with you. He has a commitment from Gates right now.
Well,
that is it, man.
And on top of that, he has, excitement. It ain't just a commitment.
Yeah,
everybody's excited.
I can't wait to come.
However, this is not the bad news.
The ink didn't dry.
Yeah. No. And honestly, it's not even an ink thing with none of these artists. It's
Yeah.
But Gates has a commitment. He wants to do it. He's excited about it. It's just a matter of him being able to travel. This soon and back down to Louisiana or whatever the case may be. I think they got some stuff they need to work. The good news is Boo's been in this predicament himself.
Yeah.
Right.
So he knows kind of something. So I think they were kind of helping each other. Or he was kind of
what you need to do to
get
it straight.
But ultimately it depends on your PO and all that kind of stuff, the legal system. So I mean I don't speak on all that, but I do know that the excitement is there on both sides.
I think that alone for the city would be incredible because these are two artists that 99% of us think they don't like each other.
Right.
So and even from you, from somebody close,
you was you were surprised.
Right. And he clarified, he was like, man, there's never been nothing like that. And let me tell you the space Boo's in, mentally, where he's at with it, man. He was like, nah. Exactly. He was just like, nah, man, it's not really like that. It's always outsiders. Basically, it's probably an entourage situation or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
But those two,
the two
never
individuals don't have.
It was never like that.
Right.
So, but I will say this: he's in such a different space, and he focused on his bag. He like, well, and if you feel some type of way, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, I did it. You know what I'm saying? My bad. I'll be the bigger person. Whatever. Right. So it's like, man. I've been rocking with him for a minute, dog. 20 plus years. I've never seen him in this space. I've never seen him this excited about an event. We joke about it all the time. I'm scared to send him stuff because I just want him to approve it. And he posted for even. I'm like, boo, you got 4.5 million followers, though. You can't just do that. Just tell me you like it.
Wait, whoa.
Just tell because we truly have some other art. We got a Baton Rouge classic that we probably gonna drop tomorrow. And this really for Baton Rouge. This has never been done before. And on top of that, but this come out. Oh, all right. I can tell you.
Tell us, because it might be out already.
Right.
Man, we got the entire camp on stage. When I say entire, I mean Max Manelli, CeeLo, Young Bleed, and Boosie. You know what I'm saying? It's Outlaws. That's my thug
That's
there.
gonna be crazy.
I mean,
especially like for the young kids might not get it, but for older,
Right.
And that's why we doing it. Because you got Young Boy and you got Wild
got
Boy.
Young for the
them.
teenagers.
Yeah.
Right.
They ain't gonna know that, but
the
35,
older
30,
they
yeah.
gonna lose their
Shit,
mind.
my
when they hear-
generation. I know
Yeah.
my brother gonna call me and be like, "Nigga, what?
Yeah.
What just happened on the podcast?"
I
What?
mean, you got Loke on there, man. You got, Young Bleed. How you do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about Max. We these legends, man. Like, this talking about, I heard y'all in the earlier segment talking about the Baton Rouge. These people helped create the Baton Rouge.
Creative,
Right.
really creative.
So, for him to put, and like I said, man, people, I'm very secure with my masculinity, whatever it is, and people can say I'm riding or whatever. Couldn't nobody else pull this off, boo.
It couldn't.
Straight up.
It wouldn't be.
They
as
couldn't pull it off
big.
like this to this
Right.
magnitude, spanning that many generations.
Right.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
Even with a young boy being as hot as he is, or Gates being as commercial as he is, you can't reach back and grab a Young Bleed and Loke. You can't do that. And have records with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's 20 years old. So, I mean, the lineup is crazy. I mean, I heard y'all asking about who y'all say. I'm excited to see, man. Level. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody keeps
Everybody
saying
like-
level.
I mean, I'm
I
excited
think
to
level.
see.
Not to cut you off, but I think level. I mean, we got Boosie, we got Webby, we got
Yeah.
Gates. I think level is so underrated,
Yeah.
like as a BR artist. But he's been consistent for so long,
Yes.
so many songs that you can trace back to
Yes.
level. Like
truly,
level.
truly Club Banger King.
Club Banger
And-
King.
And then my dog.
And Mouse.
I just want to say my dog Mouse, bro. Mouse get the producer look first, of course.
Right.
But, man, I was working out the other day, man, and I'm listening to 612. Man, Mouse verse on
Mouse.
612. That man said, when I cut it up to 8, you hear that
boom,
boom,
bing,
bing,
bow,
bow, bam. I was like, man, he really just painted the picture for you. Everybody that been in the car, I don't care how sedity you
Everybody,
are,
right.
you'd have been in the
Everybody
car with
has turned up
somebody
612,
drunk
roll
up
down
with-
their windows.
And that's to me, when I seen the lineup, man, I was like, you can be young professional,
Yeah.
still in the streets. But to me, when I saw the lineup of like the different diversity, and then I
Right.
work with kids too, so my kids kind of introduced me to the younger, more so younger BR crowd, and I'm more so like level on up. And I just was like, man, like this is an event that
For the
I gotta attend. Like I
Right.
have to be there for. Cause I say this anything. I mean, I got a degree, great grades, good job.
Right.
I'm a BR nigga though.
Yeah.
I'm a BR nigga. Like I love
feel the
BR.
same way.
J
You know what I'm
City.
saying?
Like you can, anywhere I go. If I move to Alaska, you are gonna still see 225
Yeah.
in me. So I mean, I think that this is a mega event that people
Right.
can attend, and I'm really excited for it. How can people get tickets, and tell them like that kind of information before we get on out of
Okay,
here?
two things we're doing. The easiest way to do it, man, is we're doing this online for documentation and accountability. So, we don't want no issues. www is very simple. BoosieBash.com. www.boosiebash.com. Get your tickets ASAP. Get your tickets right now. There will be, I gotta be honest, there will be one more increase when we announce some of this talent. Because this boy working on some people that I can't
And
speak
I'm
on.
knowing there's some more acts that we didn't even know
Oh, my
about.
God. I mean, he's working on some people that, honestly, you will want to get them now, and
Right.
it's not even a gimmick. You will want to get them now because when you see the other people that's at it, it's like,
It's
damn,
gonna be worth it. I'm glad I got it for
I
this.
got it for
People in the
this.
game
afford it.
respect Boosie.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just finna be a monster, man. So www.boosiebash.com. Also, as we mentioned, we're doing a positive spin on all this. So we got with Councilman Lamont Cole, and we're dealing with some of the local schools in this city. And Boosie's decided, instead of going to the city gears and a lot of the local stores, which we'll probably do in years to come.
Yeah.
But all his kids are being educated in EBR schools. So
Need to come on to Bel Air at my school.
so what we're doing is we're using this concert and these ticket sales as an outlet to be a fundraiser for the
that's
schools.
great.
So you're gonna pay a service charge on Eventbrite. You're gonna pay a service charge if you went to City Gear or you went anywhere else. So what we're doing is we're gonna have like 5 or 6 schools throughout the city, kind of spread throughout the entire city, and those schools are gonna be able to keep the service charge for their
That's
general
dope.
fund. So they sell $3 service charge, man. They sell 1,000 tickets, man. That's $3,000 going to the general
Right.
fund.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we're doing that at 3 different. I'm sorry, 5 to 6 different schools.
Okay.
So we're doing that, and they're just gonna be available everywhere, man. But get them as soon as you can, because we're 6 weeks out. We sold nearly 3,000 tickets. The venue, it's just gonna be crazy, man. And these aren't numbers that I'm just exaggerating. I'm getting calls from California, getting calls from, you know what I'm saying, Arizona. People like, man, look under some of these comments. You know what I'm saying? I know it takes a long time. You might feel like a lurker, but, you know, look under some of these comments on some of these posts, man. They got people legit coming from all over the country to this.
And I'm excited. I'm excited for it. So, you know, me and Cash, the hot spot will be in the building.
Oh, absolutely.
So before we get out of here, man, what besides Boosie Bash? I know that's kind of the main focus. What I saw you post something today about some upcoming events. What other events do you possibly have in the works for the Baton Rouge crowd?
What I want to do, man, and I owe it to myself and I owe it to my folks, man. When I say my folks, I'm talking about just my demographic. Like kind of that stuff you were talking about on the early end. I'm finna just organically start small and doing some very small, intimate things and kind of replant myself in certain markets and let it grow. Because I really want to cultivate or be a part of, you know, with the assistance of others, I want to be a part of cultivating that young professional grown folks. For that, I know it can't be a weekly thing. Let's get that out of the way now.
I agree.
You know, I know we got choir rehearsal, we got, you know, you got
right, I'm like Thursday nights, I got
football
Bible
practice, football practice, kids, and gymnastics, and this one and that. You know, so it can't be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
But I think every now and then it's going to be an opportunity to come out early. Some legit times, some cool times, you know, 7 to midnight, 7 to 11. Have some cocktails, sit down, and get up if you want. You know, just vibe to it. You know what I'm saying? No, you know, no real crazy stuff, but I want to do the music because I want to set the tone. And that's kind of what I was doing like at Rasputin before the M-Bar, and even at the M-Bar, you know, just kind of get that. It's nowhere we can go hear that Maxwell. It's nowhere we can go get that hotel lobby vibe. It's nowhere we can go, you know what I'm saying, hear some mellow, neo soul R&B. Not saying we're not going to turn up, because after the drinks get to flowing, you know, it's going to turn into what it's going to turn into. But, you know, I want to set the tone with some of that real. I'm tired of people in Baton Rouge looking at movies and videos and going other places like, man, we need that here. Well, no, we're going to have it here. Even if it's on a smaller level, that's what we're going to do. But, of course, you know, we got graduation coming up. Oh, y'all can't be first, too, to know this. I kind of alluded to it earlier. We will be doing a black and white this year.
Hey.
And it's going to be the real deal. It's been 3 years, and it's an annual event. I'm not playing. You know, we will truly focus, and we're gonna do some monumental stuff. And then in the fall, we get back on the Crankfest stuff, homecomings, grown coming, LSU. We're gonna get it popping for LSU.
Get it popping for LSU this year too. Yeah.
And I did just see, man. I know you're Alpha, but I saw y'all homecoming Saturday is on Omega Psi-Phi Founders Day.
Really?
So that's gonna be crazy. November 17th, y'all got Rice, I believe.
About time they pushed it back to November, because it's been in September the last 2 years.
So I know for a fact we're gonna you know, I want to do the grown coming for LSU. I need to get with you on that too, boss.
Hey, man, do that.
On that Friday and Saturday, we probably gonna do some real monumental with LSU alumni and the Qs. So but it's all and the good thing about it works for everybody, because I ain't in nobody lane. Like, you know, I ain't trying to fight over the 18 to 25-year-olds, man. Y'all got it.
Y'all got it.
You know, I'm done with host flyers. I'm done with the, you know, just the whole game, you know, just what you seeing right now. And I don't have a problem with it. I'm not mad at it. That works. You know what I'm saying? That works. But just certain things are just, you know, I've surpassed and I'm not talking about like I'm better than you. I'm just surpassed from a mental space. Because honestly, the stuff I'm talking about, I'm designing, I know they're gonna hate that too. You know, you wouldn't like that. So like, you know, it's no. I don't feel played if you say, man, that's too old. That's too old and dusty, man. No, but I'll be having the time of my life at something like that. But I might not want to hear the trap all night, or you know, it's just different ways we entertain myself. There's no disrespect to nobody, man. You know, the climate of the game or none of that, man. I just know that what I feel like I can bring to the table, or the Perfect 10 brand, or, you know, I feel like it's a void right now. It's missing. So, you know,
I feel the same way too, man. But we really appreciate you coming on the show, rocking with us, man. I feel like the people are informed. I feel like a lot of people who listen to this are gonna feel more comfortable with the event as well.
As
I'm
you
excited.
Forward to it as well.
I certainly appreciate y'all having me, man. Thank y'all so much.
You have to come back when we talk about homecoming.
Let's do it. Let's get it popping.